when you responded with, okay, that would probably get like over 50% open rate, that's the biggest thing, is like getting the attention so that somebody even bothers to look at your email. And then when you have the email, you still need to deliver, otherwise you're losing people. I've worked with a lot of recruiters where the open rate is really good because they have gotten really creative with the subject line, but then the body and the call to action just completely fall flat.
Initiating becoming a hiring machine sequence in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, it's Sam Keenley, and welcome back to Becoming a Hiring Machine. This is the show dedicated to fixing recruitment by going beyond saying what needs to change and instead teaches you how to make that change. Today we've got a great Tactical Tuesday episode ahead of us, but before we get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about the show. Essentially, we have shows within the show here. Some days we have interviews with industry thought leaders and others who are shaking up the space, while other days we cover trending topics. Stop by every Tuesday like today for a Tactical Tuesday episode where we go deep on how to do something that's going to help you drive better results in your day-to-day. And occasionally you get a mic drop episode from Matt where he shares something that he's been thinking about within the recruitment space and wants you to know. Now, as a reminder, if you like the content that we share here on the show, make sure that you subscribe for more. All right, today's Tactical Tuesday. Inboxes are being flooded. Open rates are dropping. Response rates are nosediving. How can we improve the performance of our email channel, our tried and true, our glorious child? So what can we do to stand out? What can we do to get prospects to open up our emails more often? And most importantly, how can we level up the emails that actually get responses for us? So here to join us to talk through this is one of your favorite Tactical Tuesday co-hosts, Vivian. Vivian, welcome.
Hello, hello.
All right, so this one's going to be a fun one. So
Yes.
for those of you who haven't listened yet, last week we did a 4-week sprint on just like an account-based prospecting email series playbook. And why I love Vivian is because she did not pull any punches with some of the outputs in it, which were, like, hey, just following up on this email. And she's just like, stop, don't use that. So I'm not gonna paraphrase. Go listen to that episode. It's great. But the funniest part of it was the internal messaging conversation between Vivian and I afterward. There was some gifts exchanged where there was a funny meme that was just like this super angry like customer after receiving the 197th check-in email image, and she's like, you know what, it's giving this like, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty vibes. We're like, that could actually be kind of fun. So Vivian, you shared a hilarious subject line and email body that you were like totally joking about. I was like, this could actually be a really fun episode. It's going to be a little bit out there, but it's really going to hammer home a point of what we want to get to and what will work. So yeah, what was what I thought? I was actually laughing out loud at my computer when I was reading it, but what was that subject and body that we're going to get into today?
So after I sent the "we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty" GIF, I came up with a subject line that said, "Not trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty." And then when you open the email, it says, "But I am trying to reach you about your open wreck."
As I said, it was funny. It pulled the thread, and it because everyone can relate to that. Everyone's gotten that spam voicemail, the email, like what all those would be. So I put a hypothesis, 0% data backed sample size, when I was like, I bet the open rate on that would be greater than 50%. Just
for sure.
Complete thumbnail, because it is so different. It stands out. And this is something you and I talk about time and time again. But you ran with this idea from there, and you're just like, what if we actually did something like this? So tell me what you proposed after you thought about this a little bit more, and then we'll get into the why behind it. And as out there as it sounds, like we'll then break it down and be like, no, this could actually work. It doesn't have to be this extreme, but here's what you could do to do something similar.
Yeah. So when you responded with, okay, that would probably get like over 50% open rate, that's the biggest thing, is like getting the attention so that somebody even bothers to look at your email. And then when you have the email, you still need to deliver, otherwise you're losing people. And so I've worked with a lot of recruiters where the open rate is really good because they have gotten really creative with the subject line, but then the body and the call to action just completely fall flat. And so what I keep talking about is the STAR method, which is what recruiters usually teach to candidates about how to explain their experience, which is, what was the situation? What task did you take? What action did you take? And what was the result of you doing all of this? And if you pitch your candidates like that, you're going to deliver on the subject line that caught their attention. So a while back, you were hiring for a community marketing manager. So I just grabbed that job description, plugged it into Gemini, and was like, okay, what is he looking for here? I did not read it. And then I was like, okay, like give me the perfect candidate and just give me like the star method. So basically, what I then followed up with is imagine you get that subject line in that opening in like the email body, and then it says, "Hi Sam, on a more serious note, I saw you open to search for a community marketing manager 98 days ago. So that means you're looking. It's been a while. You probably want to find someone. I know a community marketing manager that could be a great fit. In a previous role, the candidate's challenge was a stagnant organic presence and a lack of authentic word of mouth marketing. They immediately grasped this and successfully launched a comprehensive strategy that included a customer advocacy program and a creator partnership initiative. The results were impressive. They drove a 75% increase in engagement in just 6 months and generated over 100 new inbound leads and two significant referral based deals, proving they can not only just build a community, but also directly impact their bottom line. I can't guarantee anything about your car's extended warranty, but I can guarantee the candidate will extend the reach of your community. Let me know if you want me to intro you to. And yeah,
I love it. Yeah, it's creative. The star method really shines there because it's not like so many biz dev emails now are just this assumption that you're not giving any value to the person. You're not justifying why you're credible, why you're trustworthy, why they should take a call, but it's just, saw you're hiring. Grab 30 minutes on my calendar here. It's like, one, I don't know you. Two, you're just assuming that I want to talk to you. Three, I've got other stuff going on. Like, you've given me no reason to do this. But here on this one, like, you've caught my attention. You followed through on the pain, the specific pain. It's been 98 days. I bet they probably want someone by now. You talk about the specificities that are within the job description itself about like Sam's clearly seeking these results. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put it in this job description. I've got someone who's done this type of thing. You round it out again with just like a little bit of humor, lighthearted fun. Can't guarantee you anything about the car's extended warranty, but I can with the candidate. And then I like your call to action here, which is let me know if you want me to introduce you to. Like that is a good low pressure in a way because you're putting the ball in their court. It's not operating on the assumption like they want to definitely talk to them or you're trying to pitch your candidate, but just like, hey, let me know if you want me to introduce you to. So yeah, I like it.
it's super simple, it's fun, it's creative, and that's where business development emails, the recruiter sent, they're usually, hey, I'm Vivian, I'm with Loxo Recruiting, we've been doing this for 15 years, we specialize in hiring software engineers, customer success managers, marketing people, or whatever. It's like hiring managers are reading that and are like, okay, well, how does this apply to me? This makes no difference to me. I have this need for a community marketing manager that I've been looking for 98 days. You saying that you've been doing this for 12 years, congratulations. You haven't gone out of business. That is amazing. But that is not directly connecting the dots between I need a community marketing manager. This recruiter has relevant experience. Great. But what I need is a candidate that can solve exactly the problems that are stated in my job description. If you can get me someone like that and you make it super, super obvious to the hiring manager with like, I have a candidate that has done exactly what you're looking for, happy to introduce you to, just let me know. And if you put like a fun twist to it, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves to laugh. And if somebody
Yeah.
doesn't love to laugh, then that's a different story. That's like a tactilosophy episode.
That's a human wow, that's a new word, psychology, human psychology issue. Yeah, so this works like this is a traditional, not traditional, but like following the MPC guide. There's an active job open, you've got someone that meets the match, you're connecting the dots there. um Even if you we're wanting to follow like the account-based prospecting philosophy that you and I've been talking about for a bit, and we've been championing now for a few months now, is this isn't just have to be related to a specific job rec, but if you truly are niching down and you focus on community marketing and B2B, something else, you can start to develop these relationships where it's just kind of skipping. I've noticed you've had this role open for 98 days, but something that ties it into just like, hey, we've been working with, however you want to intro it, but like, you looking for an increase in customer engagement, referral based deals, these types of outcomes, skip that first sentence more or less, come up with a better opener. But this equally applies to, instead of just chasing open recs, you can use this to proactively get ahead of ones that are going to come up as well. And that's where it's a slight tweak to the email. Now you've got two different nurture series, like those actively hiring, those not actively hiring, but our perfect fit will be at some point probably.
Yeah. And For those that are not really interested in using humor, that is totally fine. In the executive search space, that can come over as unprofessional. So I totally get people being hesitant on that one. You can still use your traditional subject lines and things like that. And then the main thing is really just delivering on the email body and genuinely hitting exactly the problem that hiring managers have and showing them I have the exact solution that you're looking for, really spelling it out. You have to be really, really obvious. It's I think this is why the book series How to XYZ for Dummies has been so successful, because it really just assumes you know nothing and you could dive into a new topic. And so the best thing that you can do is make it insanely obvious in a way that makes sense to them, not you, but to the recipient, so that they have no other reason but to respond and get back to you and take action on the email. Because if you leave anything to the imagination, if you leave anything to implications or kind of alluding to things or hinting at things, it's that's not going to work. People love guidance, people love structure, and really be like handheld through like the process. And the more structure and information you can give them that is actually relevant to them, it's going to be beneficial. So you don't want to overload it with irrelevant info, but you want to give them enough where it's like, I know how to take action. I know why I should take action, because it's like you're pressing on my pain point. And so the STAR method for that is really good. So no matter what you do, the biggest takeaway from this episode is use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Pitch your candidate like that. Find the pain point from the job description if you have an open rec. And even if you don't have one, you can just start kind of like sending nurturing sequences about like, hey, this is what I'm seeing from community marketing managers and what they're seeing lately, some of the industry trends, and just send that to people that are hiring community marketing managers. They don't need an open rec, but just as like a networking type thing of like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. I'd love to talk to you about this. What are you thinking about this? Are you seeing this? No pressure. I'm a recruiter. Eventually I'm going to ask for, can I help you with something? Or you can just deliver on value and say, hey, I have someone, solves exactly the problem that you're trying to solve. I can intro you to. When a hiring manager sees I can intro you to and it's from a recruiter, they know an agreement has to be in place, even if it's contingent. Come on.
They're smart. They know the drill. Yep. So no, I like this one. It's tactical. It's creative. It's you're fighting for attention. You're not fighting against other recruiters in the inbox. Reality, it's just like they've got, in any given day, if you're reaching out to a decision maker, I would imagine somewhere from 30 to 150 emails are probably hitting that inbox, not to count the day before they didn't get to. So that's what you're competing against. And how do you stand out in there? That's the ultimate step one. And then two is, as soon as I read those first 3 sentences, is it just following up? I hope not. But you're getting right to the chase of what do they care about? How are you tying into it? Not patting yourself on your back about your agency being around for 12 years. Not, something that's unhelpful, but just like, hey, saw this. Here's some information, blah, blah, blah. Like, let me know if you want an intro.
Yeah. And that alone is going to stand out in the inbox, even if you have like a super generic subject line, just because most recruiters just don't know how to write good emails or do business development. It's something that they've never been taught. It's now become increasingly important, and it's such a fairly new thing that I don't even think there's a whole lot of like recruiter email courses out there that people can like do and capitalize on. That's actually a really good idea.
Well, the smart ones, the savvy ones, they're listening today.
Exactly. And so if you are listening and actually implementing this, you're going to be in the top 1%. You're going to stand out. It's going to be super, super easy for you to get feedback from hiring managers that want to talk to you, because you're phrasing things in a very different way that everybody else just isn't. So yeah, STAR method all day, every day.
Love it. Well, Viv, as always, appreciate you joining for us. I think these are, I don't know. I hope that people get value from these. I mean, I look at this. I know I even level up just my marketing abilities half the time when you and I chat. So appreciate you joining as always.
Of course.
All right. Well, as we wrap, Becoming a Hiring Machine is a production of Loxo. If you like this episode and you're not sure where to go next, we do have a link to a similar one. You can find that in the show notes within the description of your favorite podcast streaming platform, as well as on our website. Full video episodes are available on YouTube. If you ever have questions, send them our way. podcast@loxo.co. And lastly, if you love this episode, please make sure to leave us a quick rating in your podcast streaming platform. It only takes you 3 seconds. It's going to help other recruiters like you to find us. So, all right, everyone, that's the show. That was another great Tactical Tuesday with Vivian. Until next time, bye, y'all.